Hello, one and all, and welcome to the No Format Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Michael, and with me today, as he always is, he's got the looks of the Phantom, the heart of Valjean, and the skin complexion of Elphaba. No, it's not Aaron Burr, sir. It's Charlie!
Great intro, hello.
Thank you.
I only knew like one of them people were there as well.
Come on. Are you actually kidding?
I knew, well, Phantom, what was it
Phantom
again?
of the Opera, so
Yeah,
the
no,
looks of the Phantom,
Yeah, I know that one.
the heart of Jean Valjean, Les Mis. You've heard of Les Mis.
Wait, which is, yeah, I've watched bits of
Jean
it.
Valjean's the hero of our
Who
story.
plays him in Les Mis? Is it Russell Crowe or?
If you're on about the movie version, it's Hugh Jackman.
Oh, okay, I know who it is now.
Yeah. Skin complexion of Elphaba from the Wicked Witch from Wicked.
I have seen Wicked as well. She's the green.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So
And it's not Aaron Burr, sir.
I know. Oh, Aaron Burr from
Hamilton.
Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah. And annoyingly, we are, doing, what's it called?
Musicals.
Musicals. That's the one.
That's the one.
I'd forgotten for a split second. Yes, we're doing musicals, and Charlie is planning on singing this whole episode, I believe.
I am.
I'm going the sort of Sweeney Todd route of talking singing. But
what, rapping?
yeah, I'll go Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
And Charlie's going to go full on Les Mis.
Okay. Are you ready? No, I don't think. I don't want to smash all the windows in my house.
No, we decided to do musicals. We're both apparently one more than the other now. It transpires. Big fans of musicals. No, I know Charlie enjoys his musicals as much as I do. He just might not know the characters.
Yeah. I think sometimes I just need it explained into me.
Oh, sorry, that was my phone. I got on
I thought it was my doorbell then. But yeah, we decided to do musicals like sequels. We're both fans of it, and recently, I say recently, within the past couple of months, we've both been down to London to see musicals, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
So, big hint: we don't live in London, so just drop that hint in there.
I'm pretty sure we've revealed that location on the podcast before.
That's true.
I think everyone knows now that we're from Bath.
But yeah, we've both been to see. Well, I've been to see Book of Mormon, and
I went to see Back to the Future.
Yeah, so
and we haven't talked to each other about our experience, apart from like one or two words saying that was amazing.
Yeah.
So we're going to be talking about these two musicals. Spoiler alert. Well, it's not spoiler alert, but heads up, there will be spoilers.
Yeah.
About these musicals, but nothing in terms of Back to the Future. If you've seen the film, you know what's going to be coming. Mm-hmm. Book of Mormon, there will probably be more spoilers, and we will probably be talking about other musicals and having chats and discussions about it. In fact, so yeah, Book of Mormon, one of my favorite musicals.
Yeah, you've seen.
I've seen it twice.
Yeah, really good. Really, how many times has your wife seen it?
4 times.
So she saw it when it came up here.
No, so she's seen it 3 times in London and once here.
Oh, okay.
And I've seen it once in London and once here.
Oh, okay. I assume the cast is different.
Yeah.
Okay. Which did you prefer? The one London one or the one up
Good
here?
question. I really liked the Cunningham who was on tour.
Yeah.
But I didn't like who's the other guy? I've forgotten his name now.
What, the one that's like the perfect Mormon and Elder Price?
Yes, Elder Price.
I have to sing the song in my head to get that.
I didn't like the Elder Price who was here touring. It wasn't bad, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think I found out he was an understudy as well, like the other person was ill.
Ah, okay.
It wasn't bad, it was just he was quite quiet, I'd say.
Okay.
But the guy who played Cunningham was actually really, really good in our production. I didn't like him to begin with, and I think in the end I ended up liking him, and that's sort of the way his character is.
Yeah.
He's not meant to be a likable person.
No.
He is likable. He come in by the end. You really love the character.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
But he's meant to be annoying and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realise from when we went to see it over Christmas that the one that played Cunningham was the original American guy from.
Not the original.
Oh, is he not the original? I know he's American because I sort of Googled his name after the show, and he's I don't know if he's the original, but he's from America. I think he's been in the. I think he was in the Broadway one.
Well, the original Arnold Cunningham is Josh Gad, who plays Olaf in Frozen.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I never knew that.
That's the original Elder Cunningham.
Oh, okay. Oh, we'll have to Google it just to put an image to that. But no, I mean, I remember you telling me, see how many people walk out after the third song?
Fourth or third.
Fourth or third.
Hasadiga Ibawai.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, very. Yeah.
It's quite possibly one of the most offensive songs. For us, I find it funny.
Yeah.
But it's quite possibly one of the most offensive songs that's been put on the stage.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Easily.
100%. I mean, I always wonder though, like, because I was sort of when that song came on, and I had listened to it a few times before. Lauren she'd only heard the main sort of Hello. Is it called Hello?
Hello. The opening number. Yeah.
Yeah. She'd heard that one. That's the only one she'd heard. So obviously when that came up, I did say, like, just to warn you that it is. Yeah. I mean, she found it funny, but I did have a little scan of the audience when that was on. Oh, after that song, just to see, and then at the end of the interval, I was just seeing if there was any empty seats from it.
And was there?
And no, I didn't see any.
Okay.
So
we didn't think that anyone had left in our performance when we went to go see it on tour, and was disappointed that no one had walked out.
Oh, really?
But then one of my friends told me, we found out he was actually on above us, seating wise.
Yeah.
And he was saying that someone walked out after that song.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I find though, I think if you go into London to see it, you know kind of what it's about, I would say.
Well, you say that, but I had a work friend who thought I was a Mormon after I posted on Facebook saying that I was going to see the Book of Mormon.
Oh, really?
Because she didn't realise that it was a musical that took the mick out of the whole sort of... It doesn't... To say it takes the mick out of Mormons, it does.
Yeah.
But it takes the mick out of the religious aspect of life.
Yeah.
And the moral of the story, this is where the spoilers come in, is actually... It doesn't matter what you're told. As long as you're a good person, everything's a metaphor in terms of the Bible.
Yeah.
That's the sort of moral of the story.
And I find as well, they very much, because obviously in the thing they're American, and they're coming over from America to Africa, to Uganda to convert people to Mormonism. Does that sound about right? Mormonism?
Yeah. I don't know.
But I find that they're also taking the piss out of America.
Oh,
which is very much because it's the creators of South Park, isn't it?
Mm.
That have written it. So, which, like, you know what I mean? Like, you watch Family Guy or South Park, they take the mick out of things, but they do quite heavily take the mick out of America. And
well, the rule is, like, you can't take the mick out of someone and not take the mick out of others.
Yeah.
And famously, Isaac, I can't think what his name is now, who plays Chef in South Park, quit the show because they did a Scientology episode, and he's a Scientologist, or was a Scientologist.
Really?
I think he's dead now, isn't he? But yeah, so he left, and there was like, at the end of the day, you can't be happy to take the mick out of someone else, but not take the mick out of yourself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I think that's definitely a British humour thing as well. Like,
Yeah.
we happily take the mick out of ourselves. So I think that's why South Park translated very well over the pond.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But yeah, Book of Mormon, for those who've not seen it, it's about two Mormons who go on a missionary work to Uganda, just like in The Lion King. That's a line from the musical, not being offensive. Go over to Uganda to do missionary work, and then they realise it's not as nice as they thought it was going to be doing this missionary work, and things aren't always nice. And basically in Uganda, why would they believe in God when he's basically given them this shit life over there? And that's what they're trying to say with the story.
Mm-hmm. No, it's good. And I mean, I don't really want to give any sort of spoilers at the end. Well, okay, I'm going to say a spoiler, so if just maybe don't listen to this next minute or so. But at the end of the musical, they ended up forming the religion of the Book of
Arnold,
who's one of the missionaries that go over. And it's just, and then it's that song again, Hello, but it's the Ugandan sort of people singing it, and which is really
I still
funny.
have maggots in my scrotum.
That guy was funny. Just randomly talking about maggots in his scrotum at the end of songs. But no, I mean, I really enjoyed it. It's not the best musical I've seen, but it's still like, it's definitely up there. Like, I would 100% go and see it again. Like, I'd probably have seen it the next day. Like,
it's funny.
Yeah, it is.
And I can tell you now, there's things that I picked up the second time that I hadn't picked up the first time.
Oh, really?
And it also changed slightly. There was bits that had changed. I can't remember what, but there was things that had changed the second time I'd seen it.
Oh, okay.
So it gets updated slightly for the modern times.
I think I'm definitely going to add it to my sort of music sort of list of musicals. Like, I have like quite a few musicals that I've got like the whole soundtrack on. So I think
I sometimes listen to songs in my laboratory on night shifts, and when that comes on, I have to like turn it right down.
Yeah. Surprise.
Well, I explain. It's parody. I promise.
Yeah.
I don't believe this.
I would recommend going whatever Amazon Music, Spotify, YouTube, and just have a listen to at least up to, well, I'd say up to the third song or the fourth song it is.
Yeah.
And you'll
Well,
make
the
your
songs
decision.
started. The main songs from the show are "Hello,"
Yeah.
which is very tame but very
Yeah.
funny and a really good opening musical number. "Hustle Digger," "Evil White," and "I Believe."
Yeah.
Those are the three main songs that I'd recommend.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd recommend. It's good. If you get the opportunity, and yeah, I'd recommend going to see it.
Yeah.
So you went down to London as well.
Yeah, and I saw Back to the Future musical.
Just before I forget, I saw this really good Lego DeLorean.
Oh yeah.
That you can buy, and it's probably, I mean, as you can see, I've started building. Well, Michael can see, I can't. I can. Well, I can kind of see it. The viewers can't see it. I've got
viewers, listeners.
Oh, I'm all
Come
over
on,
the shop
Charlie.
here. Might have to start this episode again. Yeah, I've got a Lego McLaren F1 car for Christmas.
I've been eyeing that up.
But have you?
It looks cool.
Yeah, I've not finished it yet, but yeah, no, I was going to send it to you actually, but I thought I'll mention it on the podcast. But yeah, a Lego.
Nice.
I mean,
I'm a big fan of anything Back to the Future.
I thought it'd be a present right up the street, but it's not. Yeah, it's not cheap. But anyway, sorry, you went to see.
Yeah, so Back to the Future. You've not seen this one, so you can't comment as much as I was able to comment with Book of Mormon. But yeah, it's like the fourth time we'd attempted to see it. Because first of all, it was my 30th birthday present. For context, I'm 33 now.
I thought it was your 40th the other day.
Yeah, so first of all, obviously COVID messed things up.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like Lauren got them rebooked and was really excited. And then we found out it was actually the opening day of when they reopened after COVID.
Oh, really?
And it was going to be the first show in London.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, we've actually got like opening day tickets. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And literally, as we were travelling down, Lauren realised she'd read the date wrong.
Oh, really?
So we had a trip to London. She teased me while I was literally outside the theatre and was like, yeah, we're not going, are we?
So is that how close you got to seeing it? Like, literally, you're outside the theatre and then
No, we realised, but we'd like
on the way
realised
down
before, but
okay.
we sort of like made a plan to just go into London and
yeah.
wander around the West End.
Yeah.
And then we got it for another time. But then we realised it was during the London Marathon, and we didn't really fancy travelling into London during the London Marathon.
Yeah, wise decision.
So we got that one rebooked, and we finally saw it again just before Christmas.
I bet you thought that, like, this time something's going to go wrong.
Oh yeah,
to see it.
until I was actually watching it, I didn't think it was going to happen.
No.
But dear God, it doesn't quite follow the film beat to beat. They've had to change a few things due to maybe the politically correctness of the I've forgotten who it is now, who's still the plutonium. He still is it from the Liberians, however it's pronounced.
Libyans.
Yeah, Libyans.
Yeah.
He still has the plutonium from, so it was a terrorist act. So they've had to change that for the thing. And also the whole skateboard scene where he's getting away from Biff and like obviously going on the back of cars and stuff. They've changed that in the musical to being like a little chase around a school. And it works really well how they do it.
Yeah. Okay.
The stage design is one of the best stage I've seen. And like Lion King and things like that, like I'd say far, far better than that.
Yeah.
Like the music itself, not that great in my opinion. There's nothing that I would go back and listen to apart from maybe Put Your Mind to It.
Yeah.
There's nothing else that stands out as an amazing song in it. First act, I'm going to say this now, I was bored.
Really?
As a massive Back to the Future fan, as discussed a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was very, very bored, and I was like, oh no, like, why spent money on this? Like, I feel bad. Don't think she was enjoying it massively in the first half, and she's told me, I asked her in the interval if she was enjoying it, and she said, yeah. She's since said afterwards, like, no, I was like sort of saying yes because it was something you really wanted to see. I wasn't enjoying it.
Okay, yeah.
But the second half, oh my God.
Really made up for it.
The opening number was it was very funny and stupid. But then something happens at the end of the opening number, and you're like, how the hell did they do that? I know how they do that in my head, but I just didn't see it happen.
Yeah.
I was like, that was incredible. I'm not going to spoil anything. And then the final sequence where obviously they get into the clock tower, things like that.
Yeah.
So well done.
Okay.
They basically use a screen to project images onto.
Okay.
And then the actors are behind it and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're able to get the movement of the DeLoreans. Though it's actually, it genuinely looks like the DeLoreans racing in front of you.
Oh, wow.
It's insane how they do it.
Yeah.
And then, you got the lightning effects and everything.
Do they actually have a life-size DeLorean that they bring
yeah. The reveal of the DeLorean in the first half, literally, Marty McFly is wandering around the stage,
Mm.
like calling out Doc's name. He's at the Twin Pines Mall.
Yeah.
He's calling out Doc's name, and then suddenly, genuinely, the DeLorean skids onto the stage.
Oh, really?
It's like I know it was in the background, and I know it was
Mm.
like sort of like in darkness, and then it lights up as it
Yeah,
comes
yeah.
into the foreground. But the reveal of it is like shocking.
Yeah, yeah.
I just did a face to say how shocked I was, and then realised I'm on a podcast.
Yeah.
How many episodes are we in now?
I know, we still don't realise it.
And it's absolutely insane, the reveal.
Okay.
But then, okay, big spoiler now for the
Mhm.
final act or the final bit of the show.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to hear this, I'm going to tell Charlie anyway. I don't give a fuck. But if you don't want to hear it, stop listening.
Yeah.
But also, if you've watched the musical, you know it's something that happens. Not the musical. If you watch the film, you know something happens.
Mm.
So obviously, the DeLorean flies away
Yeah.
in the final scenes.
Mhm.
Jesus Christ. So the DeLorean appears on stage.
Yeah.
He's like, Doc. Not Doc. He's like, Marty, we've got to go back to the future.
Yeah.
Or, no, not back to the future. It's to into the future, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
There he goes in the thing. So they go into the future, get into the car, and then Lauren sees this. I don't see it, but apparently they strap themselves in.
Okay.
And then you see this car lift up into the air.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, there's obviously just like a hydraulic on the back,
Yeah.
and then it rotates itself 360 degrees, so they're
Okay.
upside down.
So they're in the car as well?
They're in the car, and they go upside down, and everything. They strap themselves in, like I
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
And then suddenly, the car turns itself around.
Yeah.
So you literally see the whole of the car because it's turned itself upside down,
Yeah.
and then it's turned away from you in stage, and then it flies off,
Oh, wow.
and it flies like into the back of the theatre
Yeah.
and vanishes. And it's like, how the hell?
They've done that.
We literally saw. In my head, I've got an idea of how they did it,
Yeah.
but it's like we literally saw the entirety of the car
Mm.
in the air, upside down, and 360,
Yeah.
and then it flew off into the stage.
Some
It
of
was
the
absolute. This design was absolutely incredible.
some of the stuff they can do, like, I mean, when I went to see you've seen The Cursed Child, haven't you?
Mm.
The Harry Potter musical. Well, no, it's not a musical. Harry Potter
Yeah,
stage
completely.
show. I mean, some of the stuff they do on that, like, there's a bit where they do the apologies post, and then one of them turns into the other one, and the one where they go into the mirror
Yes,
and stuff like that. And you think, how, like, because you're thinking it's special effects, but it's not like special effects on TV that's
Yeah.
all fake. Like, it is
some
fake,
of the
it's
effects
real.
they did in Back to the Future were very Cursed
Mm.
Child-esque.
Okay. It's just
How
so
they did
clever
things.
how they think. Because you think you've just got that stage, you can't. There's only so much you can physically do on a stage. It's a small area. Plus, you don't have all that. You can't do the CGI really like they do in films. So, yeah, it is amazing how they come up with these things and stuff like that. But I think, it is expensive to go and see a West End. Like, you're looking on average of what, £100 a ticket. But when you're seeing stuff like that, you think, well, actually, you're getting your money's worth, aren't you?
Yeah. I have to say, though, the cheapest we've ever spent on a theatre ticket was Come From Away.
Oh, okay.
And I'd say it was probably the best view we've ever had.
Yeah.
We was on the side near the front, but we thought because we was on the side, that's why there's cheaper tickets. But
Mm.
because of the way Come From Away, which again is another phenomenal musical,
Yeah,
which we can
really
now
good.
discuss
Yeah.
because may as well.
Yeah,
Although,
yeah.
let's have a time check.
We are on. Oh yeah, 19 minutes.
Oh, that's fine. We've got plenty of time.
Yeah,
Come From Away, if you've not seen it, it's about to go on tour in the UK. I don't know about America or other countries.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it has finished its final run in the UK, and I think it is finishing it in America as well.
Okay.
But it's going on tour currently across
Yeah,
the
we're
UK.
looking at trying to get
Yeah.
tickets, aren't we?
It's such a good musical.
Hey, it's good because I've seen it in New York and you've seen it in London, so we've
Yeah.
we've both seen it with the same. Did you see it with?
Yeah, with the same.
What's her name?
What's
Thingy
Rachel Tucker.
Rachel Tucker. Yeah, you've seen it with her over
Yeah.
here, and I've seen it with her in
Yeah.
New York. But yeah,
But yeah, it's a phenomenal musical in
Yeah.
which they lit about 38,000 people they're sort of trying to portray using
Yeah.
like 10 actors.
yeah, and it's such basic, like the stage, like the scenery at the back doesn't change.
No,
They literally just move
move chairs.
chairs around. So like they're in the plane, they line the chairs up in like next to each other, and then the pilots sat on a chair on their own at the front, and like they put different jackets on to portray. The thing is,
You can picture all four. Not you don't see 40,000 people. No, they don't portray 40,000
Yeah.
people. But you can picture in a way like all of these characters, the thousands upon thousands of people that they're trying to portray in this story,
yeah,
and you can tell they're individual characters, can't
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. And yeah, and like say you'd have one person. So for example, trying to think of an example. There's you got the pilot who also portrays like one of the townspeople in Gander, and you think like because they change their accents because obviously what she's speaking with an American accent and the Gander accent's Canadian, but it's definitely got a very strong Irish twang to it, hasn't it?
Yes. The Gander accent is very different to a Canadian accent.
Yeah, very much so. But like all they do is like she puts a pilot jacket on, and you think like it's a completely different character, and the band as well. Like it's literally like a band, isn't it? Either side, like it's not a big fancy orchestra.
The band's not hidden underneath the stage.
No.
The band's on stage, and you can see them the whole time.
Side, yeah. But again, it's not an orchestra. It's not a big fancy band, but
it's not got a big acclaim as it should have done.
No,
it came out at the same time as Hamilton.
Okay. So yeah, you're trying to compete with. I mean, we wouldn't have seen it if you'd have not like when we went to New York. Because I remember the first time I heard it, it was random. I mean, I don't listen to Radio 2 at all, and I put it on because I think there was just loads of adverts on the other channels, and I put it on in my car, and then I heard that the main song from it, "Come From Away."
Elaine Page on Sunday, I imagine you're listening to. She
No.
does the musical.
Oh, okay.
Musicals 2 hours, 1 till 3.
Oh, maybe it was that. Yeah, probably. Yeah. But yeah, so I actually really liked it, but then never like bothered to look for it again. And then I remember you telling me about it. But yeah, no, it was very, very good.
For those, just to give a little bit of background to end about Come From Away, and we'll talk about some other things.
Yeah.
Come From Away is about it's quite a joyous musical, I'd say. There's sad moments in it, but quite a joyous musical about 9/11.
Yeah,
and I love introducing it like that because it is. But it's actually talking about the good side of 9/11, if there was a good side, if you will. That actually, despite the shit that happened during that incident, actually people came together to
help each other.
Yeah, in quite a remarkable story in which literally a town called Gander doubled its population overnight because all of these planes had to land there, and just all of the townspeople accepted them and helped them all out. Yeah, it's just such a great story.
It's on,
so uplifting.
It's I assume it's still on Disney Plus.
Yes, no, Apple
TV. Sorry, so it's worth a watch on there.
That. Yeah, they recorded it for Apple TV.
It's Apple TV, but again, you can get the music on Spotify and things like the soundtrack. I listen to the soundtrack quite regularly.
Yeah, so do I. It's such a good, really upbeat soundtrack.
But yeah, no, that was a very good recommended. Another one I really like, and I don't think you've seen, is Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah, I know you like that one.
That is, I do love that. Lauren, again, that was a birthday present Lauren had got for me, which I didn't realise, but yeah.
See, I've tried listening to the songs for that, and I find them quite slow.
There's some of them, I mean, when that's probably like, so for example, Come From Away, and, well, from now, I've listened to it maybe once or twice, but from Book of Mormon, I will listen to the entire soundtrack. Only Fools and Horses, I'll sort of pick and choose songs from it.
Okay.
There's a few that I think, like sort of slowy, a little bit whiny songs.
Again, like I said, if I'd just listened to the soundtrack for Back to the Future, I might not have gone to see it.
No.
But actually, the story and the theatrics behind the whole thing were what made it.
Yeah.
So is that similar with Only Fools and Horses, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the whole thing. Like, I didn't, like you were saying, Back to the Future. There was a few parts in it where it was slow, like when there was a few ones where, like, for example, like Cassandra does a song by herself.
I've heard that song,
and I think Raquel does one as well. But again, but yeah, the way they do it is really good, and the way I wasn't sure like how like it's like they're just turning anything into a musical these days, but actually the way they've done it, and I think it's the son of John Sullivan. I think it's John Sullivan who's the original writer.
Yeah,
who works with, there's a few of them that do the musicals.
Okay.
But when I was in London
it's
the
keeping it in the family, if you will.
Yeah. But Les Dennis is now.
I was going to say Les Dennis is now.
Yeah, which I don't know.
I like the idea of Paul Whitehouse.
So I saw it with Paul Whitehouse, the guy that plays Rodney, who's played it throughout, and then it was an understudy for Del Boy, so it wasn't the original.
I would have liked
the
original Del Boy if I was going to see it.
Yeah,
I can't think what his name is, but I like the actor.
He was in Rocket Man.
Yes,
played the stepdad to Elton John, and he's been in a few things. But I mean, he's obviously what I've listened to. But I mean, to be fair, the understudy. I mean, you could tell straight away just from looking at him, but he did do a good job. To be fair, like I can't grumble too much. But yeah, no, I would recommend. Really enjoyed it. I do have a little. I've googled a couple of.
I was literally about to say you got some facts before we finish off this episode.
This one, I mean, is really random, but I think it's really good. So beloved West End actor Brian Blessed. Do you know Brian Blessed?
Yeah.
The Welsh. He's Welsh, isn't he?
I don't know if he's Welsh, but
I think he's. Oh no, maybe he's not Welsh. Well, anyway,
the from Flash Gordon.
yeah, was the flying.
Gordon's alive.
Yes, really deep voice. So it says, has boxed with the Dalai Lama, survived a plane crash, delivered a baby in Richmond Park, and remains the oldest man to have trekked to the harsh climates of the North Pole.
Mm.
Did you know them facts?
I did know them facts.
I
His
was trying to
autobiography
imagine.
is one of the most interesting autobiographies.
Oh, really?
The opening. I remember the opening like page was like just insane.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to-
He's had one of the most bizarre lives in the world.
Even more than actually another one that fits in is not Ciaran McKellen, not Ciaran McKellen, but the one that plays Sauron in Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah. God, what's his name?
Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee. Yeah.
I'm sure he's definitely done some stage stuff. But apparently, I was told by someone I used to work with that what's his name, Fleming, who wrote James Bond, based James Bond on him because he did some during World War II. He did some secret like in the RAF or something in the desert and did some sort of kind of sneaky beaky stuff. But
no, he's had an insane life as well.
yeah, unfortunately he's passed away now, hasn't he? Another one. What do you think the average West End theatre actors get paid weekly?
Oh, I feel like it's not going to be enough for how much they work.
I was quite surprised.
700-800.
So it says between £518 and £633 a week, and it depends on the number of seats within the venue. But it's not.
I suppose average, so that's like
So average
from
would
the
be
understudies to the high
yeah.
performers.
So say £600 a week. I mean, but if you're living in London, like it's not.
They get London waiting.
Well, yeah. And what's the largest theatre?
Oh, I don't know about the
West End
largest
Theatre. The Apollo Theatre, Apollo Victoria Theatre, 2,384 seats.
What musicals and shows have been performed there?
Wicked.
Oh yeah,
That was performed there. I think that must have been when I went to see Wicked. That was one I wasn't massively keen on. And you know what the longest running London West? I mean, it's a West End musical one. I don't think.
is it a West End show or musical?
London. What's the longest running? Play in the London
It's
West End.
Mousetrap.
Yeah, it is. 1952, 25th of November, and it's had over 30,000 performances.
And it's about to go on tour for the first time, I think,
Is it?
or something like that. I've read something about it recently.
I've never seen that.
News-wise. Yeah, it's Agatha Christie.
Okay. It's not what I thought. I remember when Lauren told me about it. I thought surely it can't be a musical about the game Mousetrap. I mean, it's not a musical. It's a
stage play.
It's like a murder mystery kind of.
Yeah, famously, like you're told not to reveal the secret of who murdered the victim.
Unless you've seen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the latest. What's it called?
Murder mystery.
What's the film called? There's a film. See How They Run.
I've not seen
It's a new film with. My God, my mind is drawing a blank. But Saoirse Ronan and can't think what the guy's called in it. But it's a new murder mystery film. It tries to sort of like be a bit Glass Onion.
Okay. I was just
Knives
about to
Out
say
film.
Glass Onion.
But that's based on the Mousetrap.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah,
it's a stage play I really want to see.
maybe that could be an episode for another idea for an episode of stage like plays and musicals. But
So, I was going to say, what were you about to say?
I was just going to say, shall we wrap it up?
Yes, before we wrap it up, what musical would you want to see next? Have you got any that you got your eye on?
When we were down there, we were actually asking Lauren's like, what would you want to see? And I mean, I've seen Hamilton on. That's Disney Plus,
Disney
isn't
Plus,
it?
yes.
And I do want to see it, but then I would love to with the original cast with Lin-Manuel and.
Sorry, excuse me.
That's the only character the actor I can name, but I would.
Yeah.
I would love to see. I probably would say it would be Hamilton.
Yeah.
What about you?
I don't know if I'm fussed about Hamilton because of seeing it on Disney Plus. You're not going to get the better actors, and that they were made for that role.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure what one. I've not seen any of the classics. So Les Mis, Phantom of the Opera.
Okay. Yeah.
I would like to see them. I think.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, another one we were booked to go and see before COVID happened in New York was Moulin Rouge, which actually, if it wasn't for Michael, who was 3,000 miles across the Atlantic, so we'd booked, quick story before the end, booked these tickets to go and see Moulin Rouge that day, and then later on I think you'd messaged saying, oh, hope you managed to go and see like come from away or whatever because they're cancelling. We're like, what? We started Googling. It was like, oh no shit, it's been cancelled. So we went to the ticket office near our hotel. They were like, no, you've got to go to the Times Square one. Trekked all the way back to Times Square to get a refund, and then Lauren ended up getting interviewed for some Hispanic TV news thing about it. But we were, yeah, she would. But we were there literally just before COVID started to spread and everywhere shut down. So, but yeah. So thank you for listening of our episode on musicals. Please comment any recommendations of any musicals that you like, what you think are good and would recommend to us and others to see.
I know there's a live recording that they've done, which was very quietly. I don't know what streaming platform it's on. Very quietly got released of Heathers the musical that I want to watch. That's meant to be quite good.
What? Sorry,
Heathers. Based on an old 1980s film with Winona Ryder.
Oh, okay.
But the soundtrack's amazing for that.
Yeah.
I listened to that, so that's going to be one of the next ones I watch on the TV.
Yeah. Okay, it'll be worth a watch. But yeah, so thank you for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.